What's going on, guys? My name is Kyle and welcome back to the Game Department. Today, we're going to talk about something a little different, something that has been chewing me up inside for the last couple of months, and that's racing. More specifically, sim racing, but racing. For those of you that frequent the streams, you would have absolutely heard me talk about this at least once or twice. Maybe a lot. I've talked about it a lot. I'm really addicted. So a couple of months ago, I got my hands on this. This is the Logitech G29. This is a really popular wheel. I've actually done a review on this racing wheel, which is up here if you want to check it out. You absolutely can. But I bought this wheel, comes with the pedals. I bought a H shifter as well, and I wanted to see. I've been looking at getting a racing wheel for the last year and a half, but I never actually got around to doing it, and I finally bit the bullet. I bought this one, and I have used it so much that it kind of terrifies me. But thanks to this wheel, I realized that I have this addiction, this crazy love for sim racing that I never knew I had. But now that I do, my wallet's not gonna like me. But today's video is not just about the Logitech wheel. That's not what I wanted to talk about. What I want to talk about is the simulator that I'm building. Over the last month, I've slowly been accumulating some stuff and building a pretty good base for a simulator that I want to build in the house. So far, everything is pretty basic, but I want to show you the rig, tell you about some of the upgrades I've got planned, and just run you through what gear we use. So I guess the best way to do that is with some buttery B-roll. Now that I've had my fix of slow motion pans of gear, I want to run you through what I use, what I have, and what I'm looking to upgrade. So I guess we've gone over some of the key features already with the wheel, the pedals, and the shifter. They are all the Logitech G29. It is the Logitech shifter as well. So everything in that aspect is really entry level. They are something that I do want to upgrade, but we'll move on to that in a second. The cockpit is the other thing that I want to talk about. Everybody on stream knows that I bought this recently because I haven't shut up about it, but the cockpit that I use is the Next Level Racing GT Track. Now, this one isn't the cheapest cockpit that you can buy. It certainly isn't the most expensive cockpit you can buy, but there is a couple of things that went into me actually making this purchase. I'm a big dude. There's no getting around that fact, okay? We all know this at this point, okay? I'm 6'6" and I'm about 150 kilos. This chair is rated to 150 kilos and it can support up to someone who's 6'9", which for me means I can still grow a little bit. I don't know if I want that. You get the idea. I have literally sat in this for like 5.5 hours in a single use and I have not been uncomfortable. My legs haven't got weird and uncomfy trying to squeeze into the cockpit. I don't actually have to squeeze into the cockpit. It's pretty comfortable to get in and out of, which is amazing and definitely up there for me. The quality on the cockpit itself is freaking incredible. I'm not going to go into too much depth about individual components because I will be making a video on the cockpit very soon, but it's amazing. If you are looking at getting a cockpit, you should definitely check these guys out. It is Next Level Racing. I'll leave links to everything in the description anyway, but it's absolutely amazing. Super comfortable and worth every penny. This has been the most expensive purchase for the sim rig that I've made so far, and I don't regret it. I don't regret spending the amount that I did. I would probably do it again very happily, and I suggest that if you are looking at something, don't cheap out, because it'll last you longer if you don't. The next thing that I wanted to move on to was the audio. I wasn't sure how I wanted the audio to work for the entire system, so I actually ended up getting some computer speakers. The speakers I got were the Logitech Z623s. They are a fantastic set of computer speakers. They actually come with a subwoofer as well, which sits right on the floor next to me, next to the cockpit, so I can feel everything through the seat, which is mind-blowing to me. And it comes with 2 satellite speakers, a right and a left. You can change the volume, the bass level, and you can actually have an auxiliary in on the right speaker itself, which is amazing. And they sound freaking incredible. Again, I wasn't sure how I wanted all of the audio to work for the simulator itself, because I do actually want to start running some of the Twitch streams from up here on the sim. So I'm not sure exactly how it's going to stay, but for now, it works perfectly. It sounds freaking incredible. And worst comes to worst, we always have an amazing set of speakers that sound great that we can use for anything, which is sick. So let's move on to monitors. So the monitor that we use on the sim itself is a Gigabyte G32QC. It's a 32-inch curved monitor that sits right in front of the wheel. It is amazing. It's a fantastic monitor. It does run at 1440p, so it's got that higher resolution. But so far it's been perfect. I haven't had any issues. We actually got one really cheap on a sale, which was sick. Again, I'll leave links to everything down below. But when I first wanted to build this, I was really space conscious. I don't have an entire room that I can dedicate to building this gigantic simulator rig, but we do have a little bit of space. So one of the key things that I really wanted to work with, I think, was making sure that I could do most things in VR. So I actually use an Oculus Rift S. This is the same one that we use on the stream. I've done a bunch of videos with this. If you want to check out a review on this headset itself, I'll leave a link to that up the top. You should absolutely check it out. But this has been a savior. Not only does it mean that I can play games in VR, but it means that I don't have to have triple monitor stands and all that sort of stuff. I can sort of keep the simulator nice and skinny in a sense, but using the VR, I can still see all areas of the track and the car, which is great and it's super helpful. One of the other things that I do want to mention is Next Level Racing do actually have a monitor stand that you can buy separately to mount TVs, monitors. They've got a triple monitor stand, a bunch of different things that really work well with this cockpit. I wasn't sure how I wanted to work things, whether I only wanted one monitor or 3 monitors or how I wanted it to work out. So I've actually gone down to IKEA. I bought a 1 meter by 60 centimeter tabletop and 4 black legs. And that literally sits over the top of the pedal deck. The monitor sits on top, the speakers sit on top of that. And so far it's been perfect. For it to only cost 50 bucks, I can still use everything in the time being until I work out what I want to do. It's perfect. So if you're not sure how you want to mount your monitors, get an IKEA table for cheap. It's perfect. Now I think the last little bit of gear that I do want to talk about is a USB handbrake. I bought this handbrake from Amazon. It comes in a bunch of different colors. It has a red, a black, a blue, and a gold, I think. I don't entirely remember all of the colors, but I ended up getting the black one. It sits right next to the shifter on this cockpit and is perfect. It wasn't super expensive. It was about $150 if I remember correctly, but that has been an absolute life changer. It is such a good feeling to have a working handbrake in a vertical position that you can just grab whenever you want. If you couldn't tell, I am very excited. So that's pretty much everything that's currently on the rig, ready to go, that we use all of the time. There are things that I want to upgrade, but I'm not sure in which order to go. So if you know anything about simulator racing, please leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think the next upgrade should be. Personally, I want to upgrade the pedals. I've been looking at a set of Fanatec Club Sport pedals. I'll leave a link to them in the description if you want to check them out. But I think that's going to be the next best bet. A lot of the stuff that I read online and a lot of the stuff that I look at and watch videos on, everyone says the pedals will make the biggest difference to your lap times and consistency, and I think overall enjoyment. As I said before, I'm super tall, I have big feet, and unfortunately, the Logitech pedals kind of feel like toys to me. I know that they're cheap, I know that they're entry level, it's got nothing against Logitech, this has been amazing so far, but as I go further and further into this rabbit hole of building a simulator, I think having some good quality stuff that's gonna last and it's gonna feel a lot nicer for a long period of time is definitely going to be important. So I think a set of pedals may be the best way to go. But if you guys know anything, please let me know. I would love to know your opinions. I need help. I am going to leave a link to our Discord server in the description below. If you want to check it out, you absolutely should. But I'm going to make a little text channel in there for sim racing and sim racing rigs. If you want to show me a photo of your current gear, do that. Send me a photo of your setup. Send me some setup ideas. Let's just have a conversation because I'm very interested in this and I want to know how many of you guys are on the same page. So, love your faces. As I said before, if you do want to see a video on this Logitech wheel, I will leave a little link up the top. I also did build a PC specifically for this simulator rig. So if you've never built a PC or you want to learn how to build a PC for the first time, click right here. You should see that one. Just check them both out. You absolutely should. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to chuck it a like and subscribe. I post videos every week. Other than that, I'm going to leave you to it. I hope you had a good morning. I hope you have a good night. Bye.